It is a great pleasure that I stand before you today to share with you the state of the village of Woodridge. The reason for my excitement is that today's event kicks off a year-long celebration of the village of Woodridge's 50th anniversary and the Woodridge Park District's 40th anniversary. We will hear firsthand from residents, businesses, community leaders why Woodridge is such a great place to live, work, learn, and play. We will look back on our 50-year history and look forward to how we can all continue building on our dream. As we look forward to our year-long celebration, we also took the opportunity to look back at this community and some key development that took place throughout the years to build a strong community that we live in today. Let us take a look.
When incorporated, Woodridge was a small, primarily residential community. Although a relatively young community, it is strong and sustainable.
Woodridge changed a lot in the last 49 years. One of the things I think it is increasingly done has been developed itself so it could sustain itself as a quality community for the long term. And I think that's one of the pluses for Woodridge, and one that the people that live here can count on.
This community was built on the dreams of those that came before us. It was carefully planned, and key elements were developed in order to create what we see today. These key elements include relying on citizen input and community teamwork, location and access to transportation, good schools, open space for recreation, and a strong business community. The result is a community that works.
One part of the history of Woodridge is that it was a young community. There were young people, and everyone shared the same dream of making this community the best it can possibly be. And people were willing to work very hard and sacrifice to be able to do that.
Woodridge has always depended on citizen input to ensure that the needs of the community are being met.
We've been very strategic in getting feedback from our citizens to ensure that we provide state-of-the-art facilities to improve the overall quality of life, but do that in a fiscally responsible manner. In the end, as long as we continue that citizen input, we're going to maintain good facilities and have a good quality life for everybody.
With the history of Woodridge, looking back, I would say that they recognize the needs of the families, both from a government level, the Park District, including the churches. Even though we've had some great development over the years, I still feel they come back and focus on the residents and the families that live here.
The reliance on citizen input requires teamwork in the community.
From the very beginning, when it was first incorporated, there was a real sense of community being built, and it seemed like people worked well together. There was teamwork. Teamwork wasn't just a word, it was a reality, I think, from the beginning, and I think it still is.
The most important thing I think people should remember about this community is that this city really does work. The taxing bodies here get together, they share resources, they share information, they co-sponsor events, and they make a very effective use of the taxpayers' money.
While teamwork and community input are key elements of a strong community, a solid location and access to transportation help build Woodridge's foundation.
One of my favorite aspects of the community is the transportation. You can get anywhere from Woodridge. That's a crossroads of 355 and I-55, and from that crossroads you can get almost anywhere you want to go. It is just a phenomenal thing.
We have 3 sets of entrances and exits that can get us anywhere in the county. You can get anywhere you want in Chicagoland. This makes Woodridge a very valuable location.
Access to transportation attracts and supports the business community and helps residents to access the Chicagoland area. But good schools and quality education are key to family life in Woodridge.
One of the most important things for me is the quality of education here in Woodridge. I've raised 5 children from preschool through high school here, and It has been a wonderful education for all of them. They have come out of this well-grounded and well-prepared for anything that they wanted to go into. It's just been a really good program.
Maybe I have a bias, but my favorite part of our community is our schools. That comes from my bias of being an educator for many years. But I find visiting the schools, both public and private alike, is exhilarating. The enthusiasm of the students, learning, the expertise of our teachers, and many parent volunteers, I think, reflect so well on the community, and one can really see the diversity of Woodridge when one visits the schools.
Education helps to attract and support families, as well as access to open space and recreation.
Like the parks and open areas and the Cypress Cove, the whole village is more of a rural setting with its trees and Hawthorne Hill, and I think that's probably the favorite part.
One of the most important parts of the village of Woodridge is the strong business community and the support that those businesses provide to Woodridge.
A strong business community is vital to any municipality, primarily in two ways. First of all, it increases the tax base, which allows the village to offer services to its residents it might not otherwise be able to do. Secondly, it provides not only jobs in the area, but it also offers its residents things like dining, entertainment, retail shopping, medical services, professional services, and so much more. It allows people who live in Woodridge to both live, work, and play in the community.
As a past president of the Woodridge Chamber of Commerce, I've come to witness several improvements in the area of business establishment, especially in the retail area. We've also seen the improvement of the park districts, the additional facilities provided to our children, also the amenities provided to the residents through the park district, the programs, the schools, and also the improvement in the quality of housing, but still making it affordable to all.
As the past chairman of the chamber, one of the things that I really appreciated is also in the business community we work very well together. The businesses are very diverse. We have large businesses, small businesses. They work well together. What I like is how that has also grown over the years to the point that we now have actual staff that are here working. They are able to put together programs to further enhance the community.
The development of this strong business community can be credited to the leadership within the community, both past and present, but especially during the early 1980s. At this time, the village worked to incorporate land and resources into the community to build the foundation to this strong business community. That vision continues to be carried forward today.
I think one of the keys to our growth is to continue to attract and keep retail, restaurants, businesses that will allow us to continue to shop within Woodridge and find entertainment within Woodridge, and also will continue to help our tax base as well.
Woodridge is a strong and sustainable community supported by citizen input, community teamwork, location, access to transportation, good schools, open space for recreation, and a strong business community. It is important to remember where we came from.
I've lived here all my life, so that I was born in 1929, and my parents brought me right to our farm on 71st Street. At that time, this whole area was dairy farms.
My earliest memory in Woodridge is in 1962, when the entire village consisted of the area between Westview Lane and James Avenue and 75th Street south to Everglade.
It is equally important to remember how far we have come.
We've grown from cornfields to what we are today, with being in 3 different counties. We're in Will, Cook, and DuPage, but it still remained a very friendly community, and as I said, it's been a great place to raise our children.
It's a community that started out small, and still, even though we've grown over 30,000 people, it has still maintained a small community type atmosphere, and in as much as we have found different development to help us with our taxes, we still have had the ability to maintain a real focus on the people and the needs of the people.
As we've grown, that focus on a community that you want to call home has remained. We've brought in business, we've brought in a lot of other facets to the community, but at the same time, it's just always been a place that people will want to call home.